Hey everyone, welcome back to Following Lucha. We are the lore-keeping podcast, the official lore-keeping podcast of Lucha Underground, a show that ran on the El Rey Network back in like 2015, 2016. We watch it, we talk about it. I'm JC. I'm joined as always by...
Yo. It's Steven. What up?
What
up, JC? What up?
Not too much, Steven. Not too much. I'm excited to talk about Lucha Underground, to talk about the current events, to talk about the week of 2016, but most importantly, I'm excited to learn about your life. Steven, what have you been doing?
Oh my goodness. What have I been doing?
Yeah.
I had like 5 assignments from hell during spring break this week, and I finished one of them.
Wait, this past week has been spring break for you?
No, it's just next week. It starts.
Oh, okay. So
it's like
a whole week
I had to cram like
them.
5 assignments in. Yeah.
No.
I think it's gonna be fun.
Damn.
I think it's like the first spring break where I had like a bunch of work to do, which is crazy.
You mean when you were a sophomore in high school, you didn't spend your spring break writing a fanfic for English
dude,
class?
That's so lame. You know what's lame? Summer reading. What the fuck is summer reading, dude? Okay? Like, I don't want to read during the summer. Like, no one reads during the summer, you know? Everyone does it the last day, you know?
I mean, no one wants to do school, like, not during the summer either, Steven. Sometimes we have to do things we don't want to do.
No, it's so stupid, dude. Like, summer reading is, like, the stupidest thing ever. Like, it just does nothing.
By that same token, isn't homework the dumbest thing ever, Steven? Because you're
It
not at
depends.
school. Why are you doing homework?
I don't know about that one. Because, like, you're in the school mood, right? I feel like for homework sometimes you can do it. But during summer, you know, it's a clear cleanse of the body, you know? Like, your body's cleansed, right? From school. And, like, you have to read fucking 500 pages of what? Some book about how to read? I know how to read. What the fuck?
What book in high school was 500 pages?
What do you mean?
Tell me.
It's like 300 pages. It's like 300.
You
don't remember that book? There was like this book that was like how to read like a professor. Like, I know how to read. I don't want to read like a professor. That's lame, dude. I still have
that. I can go get it. It's probably 150 pages.
I learned that he made a book. I was looking at that book earlier, right? He wrote a book called How to Watch Movies Like a Professor.
Yo.
And the whole book is just him like trying to brag about the movies he's watched in his life.
Hell yeah.
It's just like so funny.
Wait, you read it?
No, I saw that you wrote one.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Damn. Well, Steven, we are here to analyze Lucha Underground like the professors that we are, okay? Are you ready to do it?
Yeah, we're gonna be the Mark Zuckerbergs of Lucha Underground, dude.
Is he a professor?
He went to Harvard and taught a class once.
Oh, that's cool. Then yeah, I guess so. We're the marks of Lucha Underground. Steven, we watched season 2, episode 5, titled The Machine. It aired on February 24th of 2016, and as always, the episode opens with a recap of last week, and the recap was quick. It just reminded us that Cage and Johnny Mundo are fighting right now about who's going to get to beat up Mil Muertes, and aside from that, Texano beat up the Crew last week, which I still am not a fan of. I'm still a little down on that segment.
Yeah.
I never like to see the Crew not coming out on top. But thankfully, when Texano did beat up the Crew, he saved them from the implosion of the Crew and Chavo. So, you know, all's well that ends well.
Maybe he's a good guy in the end, you know?
Texano?
Yeah.
No, he's not. Because he beat up Mr. Cisco and Cortez Castro with a bull rope or something. And one of those men is a police officer, okay? So
you should be used to it, right? Being whipped like that.
Oh, you know what? Maybe. But either way, Steven, the episode itself opens up in honestly, this is the much anticipated return to this venue. It opens up in the Weeb Dojo, in Pentagon Jr.'s Weeb Dojo. Let's go. I think this is our first time seeing a Weeb Dojo segment.
Is it the Weeb Dojo, or is it just like, is it Pentagon's dojo, or is it just like the one that Vampiro has?
Well, I thought the whole idea is that Pentagon went to Japan and is training with a whole bunch of white people. And now we know that the white person, the Gaijin in charge is Vampiro, you know?
Makes sense.
That's kind of my impression. I could be wrong. If you have any better theories, be sure to throw them my way. But I'm excited because this is the first segment in the dojo where we know that Vampiro is the master. And Pentagon is down on his knees. and Vampiro is going off on a little monologue about how Ian Hodgkinson tried locking away Vampiro in a corner of his mind. But Vampiro, he sought out the most violent person he could, and that of Pentagon Jr., to remind Ian Hodgkinson to actually free the mind of Ian Hodgkinson and get Vampiro back out of that corner, Steven. And now Pentagon Jr. and Vampiro are together. No one can stop them. No one can stand in their way. And then they zoom in on Pentagon's face to end the segment, and Pentagon looks so happy. He reminds me of... You've seen the Vine of the man who's pouring out cereal and it ends up being lemons, and then it zooms in on his face? Or no?
For a ZD video?
Huh?
No, I seen the one where like they pour out like a cereal box. It's like amiibos coming out.
Oh shit,
you know that
that's
one?
awesome. No, I don't know that one.
It's like in a world where amiibos are food. That was what the video was called.
Wow. No, that's not quite what I was thinking. I was thinking of the video where it's a guy with like curly hair. He pours out the box, and it's lemons, and then he says, "Well, when life gives you lemons." And
have you seen the video where like the guy's laying on the ground and he has like a bunch of cereal in his mouth and he just pour milk inside of his mouth? It just erupts of a.
What do you mean it erupts? Like a volcano?
Explosion of milk and cereal out of his mouth coming out because he choked on it.
Did he vomit?
Maybe.
Well, okay. I mean, no, I haven't seen that. I'll have to look it up. It sounds really fun. The point is, Pentagon looked so stupid. They zoomed in on his face and he was like smiling but kind of like doofy looking. It reminded me of that Vine.
Yeah?
Nothing like emerged from his mouth, I don't think, but
just a happy dude.
Cool, man. Yeah. What did you think about this segment? That was really it. Just Vampiro being like, I'm angry.
So dark.
Let's be angry together. Yeah.
It's just so dark, you know. Do you like when they call him Ian Hodgkinson? Because like they don't mention that on like the actual show, you know. Call him by that name. They call him Vampiro.
Well, Matt Stryker a couple times when Pentagon and Vampiro were feuding, there were a couple times when Matt Stryker was like, that's my friend Ian. I don't know Vampiro. I know Ian. And so like,
and then calls him Vampiro.
Yeah. So.
Yeah, good job, dumbass.
Wow, that's messed up. So I mean, I don't know. I don't like how it's like that meta. I think it's kind of dumb, but I love Pentagon and I love Vampiro, so I'm on board blindly. Yeah.
Dude, I hate like when like TV shows or like movies get way too meta, but they think it's like cute, you know?
Yeah.
Where it's like, oh, it's a trope for the good guys, for us to split up in a horror movie. Let's not do that. Like, you don't have to mention that, dude. You know?
Like, wrestling's a weird one where sometimes you can be meta because, like, the wrestlers aren't stupid. Well, I mean, sometimes they are. But the wrestlers know they're on TV, right?
Right.
Whereas on, like, The Walking Dead, if someone looks into the camera and then, like, talks directly to the audience, something's amiss, you know? But in wrestling...
Well, there was that, like, segment where John Cena was like, you get noise piped in during your matches, Austin Theory.
I mean, that's kind of cool because, again, it exists in a weird world of reality.
That's a good meta.
That's
when it's like fucking AEW. I don't know. Sometimes AEW can get like really cringe meta, you know, where it's like the golden ring, and it's like, oof. I don't know. I just don't know how I feel about the golden ring.
The
to
golden
be honest.
ring?
The
brass ring. You mean the Sonic ring?
The Sonic ring. That's gold, but it's called the brass ring.
I know Powerhouse Hobbs just won that Face of the Revolution ladder match. Did he also get the Sonic ring, or did they replace it? Do you know?
He got the Sonic ring and then won the title.
No, I saw he won the title, but like shit, why don't they change it from the Sonic ring?
Apparently
really
he's like the
up.
17th winner of the title, like the 17th reign.
Oh, the TNT title?
Yeah,
I could buy that.
It's crazy because this house like 3 years old.
Person to hold the Sonic ring, which would be wild.
No, I think everyone gets like 2 runs besides like the dead guy and Miro.
I mean, I guess so. Who was the first champ? Was it Cody?
Cody? Yeah, it was Cody. He made the title.
Oh,
it was like, I can get the world title. I'm going to make my own title.
So
the Cody
true.
title.
So missed opportunity that QT Marshall never held the belt, but, you know,
he
I
might
won't cry over spilled milk. Maybe.
He might. Who knows?
Well, no, I mean, yeah, I don't like meta in a lot of media, but wrestling is one where it can be done where it's not real meta, you know? Where
it's like the Young Bucks. The Young Bucks, when they try to be meta, it's like the Rick and Morty kind of meta.
Well, that's
you know?
I don't even think it's meta that's the problem with the Young Bucks. I don't think it's their attempts to break the fourth wall.
You think they're just carny?
I think it's just them, yeah.
I think there's like 2 types of carny, you know? There's like Cody carny, where it's like so carny, it's funny and awesome, right? Because Cody's like the most carny guy ever, right? That guy is crazy.
Well, like, I think there's a difference. I think we're conflating the terms carny and corny. Because Cody is a carny, right? The Young Bucks are just
And
corny,
corny.
and it's lame.
Yeah.
No, how dare you?
Yeah.
Cody is not corny.
Cody's so corny.
No, he's not corny.
He's so fucking corny.
No, Cody.
We can make
Cody's
tropes
cool.
of his promos.
He's not corny. Okay? Listen,
Anyways.
he's innovative. He brings emotion to the sport that wasn't there before him. Okay? So calm down, Steven.
He's like the only guy in AEW wear like business suits too. No one else wears business suits. Interesting.
I'm sorry, man. I don't know what you want. It set him apart. And now the
Tony
man's
wears
going to become
business
world
suits.
champion.
Tony knows how to
WrestleMania.
dress for impressions.
TK?
Khan. Mm-hmm.
That's cool. Sunglasses.
He knows how
and
to
a
dress
suit?
for the occasions.
That's bad.
Yeah.
I think that's what he wore to Sammy Guevara's wedding. That's awesome. Well, Steven.
Sammy
listen,
Guevara didn't though.
That's so sad. That's so sad. The first match on the card is between Jack Evans and PJ Black. We, of course, saw PJ Black, I think it was last week. It was his debut. This is the former Justin Gabriel. And he lost
Big
to
get.
the Mac in his debut, which was odd. And now he's back to fight Jack Evans, okay? Jack
Maybe they're
Evans
trying
is-
to build him up, you know? Maybe. I think they're trying to build PJ Black to be the next big thing, you know? Because like they hyped him up to like this daredevil badass type character, right?
The Darewolf, I believe, is the name.
He wolfs. He goes ooh in the matches. It's awesome. That's the gimmick he wanted to have in WWE.
Being a wolf.
Being a wolf man.
That's so awesome. That's is it like the Ric Flair woo, but instead of a woo, he does a woo.
You think that'd be an over? If he just goes in the match, goes oh woo.
After every chop, he goes, "Ow,
I think that'd get over, dude. Unironically.
Hell yeah, that'd be sick. That should be
Yeah.
Kid Bandit's new gimmick. Kid Bandit should dress up like a wolf and then just
It's like, "Woo!"
howl the entire
I mean,
match. Yeah.
Isn't what Athena started? Isn't what Athena did, and it just did not get
Listen.
over at all.
Listen, Athena could do anything. Athena could do what Stone Cold Steve Austin did in '97. Okay, I'm not gonna like it. I just
Athena gets a 360 from Mandy.
that'd be sick as hell. But yeah, so
cuts
this
on a
is
Mandy
PJ
Rose.
Black's shot for redemption. Man lost his debut. How embarrassing. Jack Evans, fresh off his win over Drago, okay? And before the match even gets started, Jack Evans, jawjacker that he is, he steals the microphone from Melissa Santos. And he the crowd will not let him talk. They are booing him so loudly, so ferociously. And then Jack starts like half rapping. It's not a rap because like there's no rhythm to it, but he is rhyming. Like all of his sentences start rhyming, and he talks about why he's a dragon slayer and that he's gonna make Drago his bitch. But then Drago doesn't even come out. It's PJ
Why is that the
Black
wrestling word, by
instead.
the way? Like every wrestler says bitch.
Because it hurts. It's a
That's just
impactful
the word that every wrestler uses, you know? Like you're losing
Also-
a promo battle? Come on, bitch.
Again, let us take in context the situation here, Steven, the time frame. This is February 2016. They are not saying bitch every week on WWE and AEW yet, you know? This is innovative. That
It's
Jack
not
Evans said the B
2017
word.
yet.
So all those "this is awesome" chants, all those B words that get dropped, they are cool. So, just so you know. So Steven, I
Yeah.
really hope that PJ Black. I had this note to myself before I started watching the match. I really hope PJ Black just comes out and gets buried every single week. Okay, I understand
Yeah.
it's unrealistic. The man is a WWE star. Okay, this man was in.
He was
the
so great in the
core.
core. What's your core theme? Which version of the core theme was your favorite?
I've had enough. Is that them? I've had enough.
Well, the song gets remixed like 20 times in like their
Oh,
entire
okay.
run. It's pretty sick.
I like the 16th version, you know?
Yeah, Our egg of days. That one?
Yeah, where
Yeah,
they
that
mashed
one's
it up with
good.
Baron Corbin's theme. That was because they just kept the core has been gone for 10 years, but they still release new versions of it to this day. It's wild. It's awesome.
Good for the core.
At one point, PJ Black pokes Jack Evans in the eye during this match, which confused me. Because Jack wasn't really doing dirty tactics. He was just kind of being annoying. And then
He's really a
PJ
little
just
twat,
like,
you know?
yeah, and then PJ
Yeah,
did
fucking
something
PJ.
blatantly illegal, which is kind of wild. Jack Evans does a slingshot trouble in paradise, which was kind of sick. And as he does this, Drago appears at the top of the temple, on top of Dario's office. This is the Dragon Man that Jack Evans has just called a B word, Steven.
No, B word.
And Drago is wearing like an Aleister Black goat mask, and he has nunchucks with him. It's a wild scene on top of Dario's office, okay?
Homie came out of like
crazy.
a fucking karate movie, dude. It was crazy.
He did. But in the karate movies, I don't remember them wearing goat dragon masks. It was wild.
It was a horror karate movie. He was like the monster.
Ooh,
that like kills all the people.
So,
yeah.
Are we supposed to be making like connections between Drago and the devil? Like, is that what we're supposed to be doing?
Is that what MJF is? Are you supposed to make connections that MJF is the devil?
I thought Aleister Black was the devil. I thought Malachi was the devil. Who is the devil, Steven?
Who is the devil?
Who is... either way, Steven. I think PJ Black is the devil. Isn't he like the... Oh, he's the Darewolf, not the Daredevil.
He's a Darewolf.
He's
almost
the
furry.
Daredevil. If he and Drago team up... If PJ Black and Drago team up, that would be so crazy, Steven. They'd be a weird mash of...
Furries.
Dragon and wolf and a demon. That's so sick. That's wild. That's
Game
so
of Thrones. That's their tag team name.
Wow, that's awesome.
I know.
Jack Evans gets distracted by Drago's appearance on top of the office. Jack Evans, of course, does what you do in a scenario like this. When you're so separated from your mortal enemy, you chuck a bottle of water at their head, which I appreciated. However, Jack Evans was so distracted by chucking the bottle of water that PJ Black rolls him up from behind. PJ Black hits his finisher, rolls him up. He's about to win. But then Jack Evans kicks out.
It just buries his finisher, dude. Whatever it was.
Yeah. What was his finisher called? It was something dumb. Like it had dare
pack.
somewhere in it.
The daring suplex.
Yeah, I love that. And then at that point, Drago was like, what the fuck? And he came down to the ring to help PJ because PJ is apparently incompetent, okay? And he
cannot win, it's fucking loser.
Yeah. So Drago's like, I gotta take this into my own hands. I can't have Jack Evans win. He gets his mist ready, and he comes to the side of the ring. Drago mists into the ring, trying to hit Jack Evans. Jack Evans evades it. PJ Black gets misted instead. Jack Evans wins off the mist.
PJ Black has just been such a great addition,
Yeah, I think he lends credibility to wrestlers like the Mac and Jack Evans. Because now these wrestlers that otherwise were unheard of before Lucha Underground can say, I've beat one of the members of the core. So that's
the Nexus
big for a resume. Yeah, well, if you say the Nexus, it's a little misleading because you could have beat Bryan Danielson or Wade Barrett or even Ryback, which are all more impressive than beating Justin Gabriel. I hate to say.
I'd be one half of Slater and Gabriel.
Yeah. Did they never have a name?
I don't think so.
That's so sad.
Why were they the tag team, by the way? Like, what they have in common with each other?
They both do leg lariats.
Oh, it's here.
So, I
like
can't
their theme
picture
song.
Wade Barrett doing that.
It was like Fighting Monsters, that one. That was their theme song.
I think that's an Imagine Dragons song. That's wild.
It was about
man.
fighting monsters or something. It was crazy.
Whoa, that's so cool. That's so cool.
But it's like Keith Slater, so like it makes no sense for him to have that song.
He fights monsters, man. He just does.
Guess.
Live with it, okay? Face the facts. Steven, how do you feel about Jack Evans winning?
Wow.
Yeah, me too. Next up, highlight of the episode, Steven. We cut to our first ever advertisement for Famous B, okay?
That's sick. I love this promo. This is like, this shit's like, it's so carny, it's awesome.
Hell yeah, it is. This is just, I won't even say that. This is just unironically cool, okay?
It's just so funny.
This is when wrestling is cool. This is the kind of wrestling you can show to someone else and not be embarrassed, okay?
Look how stupid this is. Isn't it awesome? And be like,
hell yeah.
Sick.
So Famous B is on screen. We saw this man many times in season 1 of Lucha Underground. He had his arm broken by Pentagon Jr. He was a jobber. And now he's back, okay? And he asks some very important questions. He says, do you ever feel insignificant? Do you ever feel like your life doesn't matter? Do you think that when you die, no one's gonna remember you? Well, you're right. Unless you call me. I'm Famous B. And if you call my number, I'll make you famous. That's right. Call 423-GET-FAME. That's 423-GET-FAME. I'll bring you from a jobber to a robber. And that's the ad, Steven. Famous B's in
Thanks,
like a
Famous
white
B.
suit in like a junkyard in Los Angeles. It's crazy looking, honestly.
He's a salesman, right? Like car salesman. Is that his gimmick?
I guess so, or at least he films it on a sales lot. Yeah.
Yeah. He's the worst type of people ever. A car salesman.
Well, he's not selling cars. He's selling fame. That's way better.
Imagine.
Okay?
How do you just pitch that? Yo, I can make you famous, dude. Okay.
I think that's literally what agents are supposed to do in Hollywood.
You gotta pay me $5,000 right now. And then
Not even. It's you have to pay me 5% of everything you make your entire life. That's what it is.
Pretty good.
Kind of
Are
wild.
agents the most scummy people ever?
I feel like rapists and murderers could probably rank above them. You know?
Maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Maybe. Or the Rey Mysterio types.
Or
you know,
child
those
predator.
Okay. I was thinking
That's
those that
even worse.
abuse their kids.
Like Ray.
Like Ray.
Masse.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Masse also beats his kids? Oh, we went
Beyblades.
over this a couple weeks ago. That's right. Well, Steven, did you call 423 get fame?
I wanted to call it actually, but I didn't really want to call like a random number that's probably dead. You know?
When I called it, just like, I think it was like 2020 or something. I called it like since the pandemic, and it was still in function, even though Lucha Underground has been long dead. So,
Okay.
Yeah.
Have you seen like the Mario number that you can call? You can call like Luigi, and he's voiced by Charlie Day. It's pretty silly.
I think
funny.
I think you told me to call it, didn't you? I think I did call
Pretty
it.
nice.
Yeah,
It's pretty
yeah.
sick though, right? It's just Charlie Day talking to you.
423 Get Fame was even sicker, because you know who's even cooler than Charlie Day?
Was it Killer B talking to you?
Killer B?
Or Famous B, not Killer B.
Listen,
Killer B's
if
like
he one day upgrades to Killer B, that'd be sick.
Killer B, actually, excuse you.
Killer B, that'd be bad. He comes out in black and yellow. Oh my God, Steven.
Hell
This would be
yeah.
sick as
I guess
hell.
the best like wrestling colors, black and yellow. Which I'm a really big Logan Paul fan, you know.
I think early Seth Rollins, like 2015, Seth Rollins was big on the black and yellow. You know?
Big on colors back then, not anymore now. No.
Well, Steven, how do you feel about Famous B? Do you think this could be a
think
promising story in WWE?
It's like the Bo
in
Dallas
Lucha
gimmick in
Underground?
NXT. It's pretty awesome because it's so corny. It's awesome, you know.
How dare
Love
you?
it.
These two men are fighting for very different things. Bo Dallas wanted to unlock the hidden potential
Fight
in
for the
everybody.
children.
Exactly. Fight for the children. Fight for, again, unlocked potential to be unleashed on the world, okay? For everyone to reach what they're supposed to reach in the course of their life. Famous B wants to help you achieve the fame that you're destined for. I think they're two very different things.
Thank you, Famous B.
Thank you, Famous B is
I
right,
love Famous
Steven.
B.
The only reason our TikTok
Anyways.
achieved any level of success is because I did, in fact, call 423 Get Fame. I don't know if you know that, Steven. I got so
worked.
many tips and tricks.
He had connections, dude.
They've all been bots. Famous B just view bots all of our
Bots
videos
us.
on TikTok. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I appreciate it.
Thank you, B.
Thank you, B. Next
We
match
always
on the
just make
card.
TikToks about our shitty wrestling opinions, you know.
Yeah,
even
that's so
edit them.
fun. That'd be so
That's
cool.
always our plan B. You'd be like, yo, here's a hot take. John Cena's good, and we'll get so many views.
What? Great. Well, then we'd have
know.
to actually watch wrestling too, which is kind of tough.
Oh.
I don't want to do that. Steven, next up on the episode, we have King Cuerno versus Killshot. And I thought both these guys were bad guys, but the crowd way more hates King Cuerno than they hate Killshot, so they boo King Cuerno and cheer Killshot.
Remember, these guys were feuding back then, apparently. I didn't remember that happening.
Matt Stryker said they had a feud in season 1, which is
Did you
not
remember that?
true. No.
Okay. So
Maybe
they were
they
just
cut
lying
it.
to us.
I don't know, yeah.
Maybe it was maybe it's like lost media, you know?
Like, remember how lame we thought King Cuerno was in season 1?
Yeah.
Maybe he wasn't. Maybe he was really cool and he kept beating
he was just
Killshot every
fucking
week.
beating the shit out of Killshot
Yeah,
every week.
that'd be
Hell
sick.
yeah.
These two men are, of course, legends of 205 Live. I know you must have an attachment to both of
I
them.
don't think
Steven.
Cuerno was on 205 Live. It died.
Santos was definitely on 205 Live.
No, he wasn't.
Wasn't he?
He was on NXT.
He was,
That was when
never
NXT
on
took the
205
title.
Live.
He might have been
Ever.
like the shitty, maybe like the shitty 205 Live, and it was like Odyssey Jones
That's kind of cool. That's
and
kinda...
Cora
Well,
Jade on there.
Let me amend my statement. He is a legend of the WWE Cruiserweight division that was revived in 2016. Okay?
You know who the last
Better?
champion
Okay,
was
okay.
of that division?
No.
It was Carmelo Hayes.
Good for him. Destroyed the company. That's so sad. That's so sad. Steven, Mil Muertes is, of course, watching this match from the crowd. Arms still in a sling. That's awesome. Okay? He's still killing it.
Epic. This is awesome.
King Cuerno, still maybe the biggest loser of the company, despite holding the Gift of the Gods title. Despite that, he manages to win this match. He hits the Thrill of the Hunt on Killshot. Then after the match, he keeps beating up Killshot. It's really unnecessary. It's mean. Shane
He
Strickland
just hates Killshot. He remembers his rivalry with him. He was like, yo, fuck you, dude.
The bad blood between these men, okay? It is not settled. Yeah. But to save Killshot, who's getting mercilessly beaten up after the match, is none other than the former Gift of the Gods champion, the man that King Cuerno beat for that title. It's Rey Fenix.
Oh my goodness.
Oh my gosh. And we have never established a relationship between Killshot and Phoenix up until this point. But I guess it wasn't an attempt to save Killshot as much as it was an attempt to make King Cuerno's life harder.
Eat up. Yeah.
Exactly. My only other note from this match is that the two of them, King Cuerno and Killshot, are really good at kicking. So that's cool. Anything from you, Steven? It was a good match. I don't know.
Killshot has the most boring gear ever still.
How? Dude looks so doofy. How is it boring?
Black trunks and a black mask? Come on, man.
Listen, no, he looks badass is what he looks like, okay? So someone surely has worse gear than him in Lucha Underground, you know? Like, do we remember what Famous B used to wear? Because I think for him it was just black trunks and a do-rag. Okay?
I think it was yellow and black trunks.
So he's already wearing the black and yellow.
Yeah, he's like a bee because it's Famous B.
Yeah, it's not spelled B-E-E, Steven.
No,
okay?
He's a B. It's
Don't
B.
say that. Don't say it, Steven. Steven, don't say that, okay? We can't do that on this podcast. Listen, we go from that match to a match that I feel like should have gotten an announcement last week, should have been built up for months, but instead we're just getting it randomly on an episode of Lucha Underground. Steven, this match is Texano, the man who, again, we talked about it earlier, the man who beat up the Crew last week. It's Texano fighting the Crew and Chavo Guerrero. You heard that right. It's 3-on-1.
Wow.
In a gauntlet match. Whoa.
We
and
learned
a gauntlet match
a lot
is, of
from this
course,
match, dude. Okay.
Yeah, gauntlet match is where you fight each person one by one, you know? So that's what's going to happen. Texano is going to have to survive the Crew and Chavo. And before this match started, I thought, there's no way Texano even makes it past round 1. Because you know who he stepped in the ring with?
No way. The most dangerous man of the Crew.
That's
Mr.
right.
Cisco.
The most dangerous. And don't you forget it. Okay? Mr.
Was that
Cisco.
always a thing? Was he always a dangerous one? I thought it was like Bale was a dangerous one.
Matt Stryker just started saying it last week, so I'm going to run with it, you know?
Okay.
Yeah. So Mr. Cisco is fighting Texano to start off this gauntlet match. And he not only calls him the most dangerous member of the Crew, he calls him the Crew's most dangerous weapon, which is crazy, okay?
Oh my goodness.
Cisco is a little distracted as the match begins, though, because Chavo is trying to impart some wisdom, give him some advice, and he's doing that as the bell rings. So Mr. Cisco turns around, and boom! There's a super kick from Texano, and Texano pins Mr. Cisco 1, 2, 3. Mr. Cisco's eliminated.
Unfortunate. He got super kicked.
He wasn't ready.
He was distracted.
He was. Okay. That's not his fault. You know, I think on any other day.
He didn't get his sleep last night. Okay. He didn't eat his veggies. He's a little sick. A little under the weather. You know?
No, I would agree. So I think he deserves another shot. I hope next week is Mr. Cisco versus Texano 1-on-1. But for the time being, Cortez Castro is the next man in the gauntlet. And as he's entering the ring, you see Chavo kicking Mr. Cisco in the ribs on the outside, which I thought was unnecessary. That was a little rude.
You want to teach him a lesson, dude. You got to make him remember, you know? Like, remember this pain, okay? When you fuck up again next year, remember the pain of kicking your ribs.
I guess so.
You know what's
Cortez,
common actually? I
what's
learned
that?
when people get into car accidents and get CPR and they break their ribs, they sue the other person for breaking their ribs.
No.
Even though they like got their lives saved from the CPR.
They were trying to help.
It's really interesting.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
I'm sorry, Steve. Well, is it the person that hit you with their car trying to save you?
No,
I
think it's some random dude. Like some random
Mm.
dude gave me like CPR. It doesn't have to be a car accident. It could be like any time someone gets CPR.
Mm-hmm. Well, then,
I just
yeah,
saw in
don't
core
crack
that was a
someone's
car
ribs,
accident.
bro. Okay, simply
Yeah.
don't. Mm-hmm.
How dare you save my life, dude?
Exactly. Steven, Cortez Castro's in the ring next. Dude gets manhandled. The poor policeman that he is. He gets in more offense than Mr. Cisco. And that goes on until
Maybe he's not a very good
Texano-
policeman if he can't beat up like minorities, you know?
Well, Texano's a lot larger than him, and also Mr. Cisco himself is also Hispanic. And also
Maybe-
they're in Los Angeles, where I don't believe there are minorities, Steven.
Maybe.
Maybe. Especially not in Boyle Heights, at least. Los Angeles, maybe Caucasian.
Los
has
Angeles is like what,
Hispanic
mostly like
beat out.
Hispanic and white, right? Right?
Boyle
Is,
Heights?
is Los Angeles mostly white and Hispanic population?
I assume it's a similar breakdown to San Antonio. Yeah.
I mean,
do
isn't
believe
like
so.
aren't like Hispanic people gonna like take over the world eventually, like population wise?
Dude, I don't even know what that means.
Like they're gonna be like the majority of the world, gonna be like Hispanic in the future.
Well, you have to imagine once all the 7 Aztec tribes come together and they stop warring with one another, as Aerostar and everyone's trying to do. I imagine then they might be able to take over the world. You know,
Maybe.
But that could be a long time down the line, Steven. You know, it takes a lot for these
Right.
Aztec tribes to cooperate. So, Mr. Cisco. Well, no, not Mr. Cisco. That dude's dead. Cortez Castro gets power bombed by Texano. Texano wins, and there's one man left in the gauntlet, and that is Chavo. Chavo immediately gets into the ring and ambushes Texano the moment that Cortez loses. Smart strategy. They fight back and forth, and this match ends, Steven, when Texano lifts up Chavo for a vertical suplex. But the thing is, Texano is very close to the ropes when he does this, okay? And as a result of that, the crew is on the outside, and they grab the feet of Texano. And this is bad news, okay? They grab his ankles, and then that causes Texano to fall down while he has Chavo Guerrero in the air. Chavo lands on top of Texano. He's prone in a pinning predicament. The crew keep on holding
in a
the
powerful
feet.
position.
They keep holding the feet of Texano as Chavo's on top. The ref doesn't see it.
Just
1,
do a
2,
sit-up.
3.
Just do a sit-up.
It's hard to do a sit-up when Chavo's on top of you. I couldn't do a
He's
sit-up if
pretty
Chavo
heavy.
were on top of me. Yeah, he's a big man. Okay? And so, because of that, Chavo wins.
Yay.
Yay.
The good
Another
guys
win
win
for the
again.
good guys. Yeah, let's go. Shouts out. I hope this is what the crew and Chavo needed to get back on the same page. I hated seeing the dissension between them last week, so...
Remember
here's
they said like there were no
hoping.
good guys or bad guys in this temple?
Who said that? Dario?
Dario.
Well, Dario's
Or is it Matt
gone,
Striker?
Steven.
I think Matt
Okay,
Striker said that actually.
Dario's gone. We're in a world of black and white. Okay, Katrina books like the territory days. Okay, we got a baby face
She
and we
looks
got
like
a
the territory days. There's only one guy who gets over. Okay, that's Mill. Everyone else, jobbers.
Everyone knows Katrina is a massive fan, even a student, I'd say, of Sam Munchnick, okay? And so she really does make a lot of her decisions based off of his booking style.
I remember the territory days. All right. I remember
You
them.
are
I
in
miss
the
them.
Oh, you missed them. Me
I
too.
miss territory days, dude. I was born in like 2008. You know, my first champion was, of course, Big E. When I
Yeah.
started watching wrestling.
Me too. Those are the days, man.
I miss
Those
the
were
good days of territories, you know, like back when it wasn't just a monopoly of wrestling.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Yeah. I remember the first feud that I remember, like, truthfully watching was between Austin Theory and Pat McAfee.
That was a
And
good
it
match.
really is what drew me to the sport. I loved it. I loved it from that day forward. Steven, next up on the match card,
Wow.
it's not even a match, actually. We cut to outside the temple, okay? We cut to the Fight Club, quote unquote, that Dario started.
I think that's like copyrighted.
No, Steven, Fight Clubs are a thing. Like, it's not...
No, like name me your
Like, there's-
thing, the Fight Club.
Well, no, it's not called the fight. It's just a Fight Club that Dario's running. It's like the official
fight,
title's not
comma
the
club.
Fight. No, like I believe the movie Fight Club did not invent fight clubs. They existed prior.
No. It copyrighted the term Fight Club. You see.
Maybe for the context of a feature film. Okay.
Yeah.
This is not that.
Like, you can't name your promotion Winnie the Pooh. Wait, maybe you can.
Yes, you can.
It's not trademarked anymore.
I am going to, Steven. When all the Following Lucha money starts coming in, we are creating Winnie the Pooh. Just a wrestling promotion.
Wrestling?
No,
yeah.
not Winnie the
That's
Pooh.
awesome.
It's called Winnie the Pooh.
Did you see the shitty horror movie one that was made?
I did.
Where he looks like the Chinese guy?
I watched it in the theaters on Wednesday, and at
Was
no
it full?
point did I think, wow, he looks like a Chinese guy.
No, he's supposed to look like the Chinese person who like looks like Pooh, but he's like a really high politician. Maybe the Chinese guy, I think.
Dude,
You know what I'm talking about?
Mao Zedong. Like, what do you mean?
Yeah, Mao Zedong, I think. Like, there's like this. They banned Winnie the Pooh from China because people kept comparing him to Winnie the Pooh. So.
I don't think it was
that's
Mao.
why he looks. That's why they base him off of some Chinese.
No, can I
guy
tell you the
who
reason
horror
they
movie.
make him look so shitty?
There's also a horror movie. That's
Well, no, it's because it's a low budget movie and they just bought masks off of Amazon. Okay? Like, you can find the masks they use for the movie on Amazon.
Yo, we should do that. We should get the masks, dude.
You want it? Go ahead,
Yeah.
Steven. Go buy your little heart out, okay? And listen. Why are we talking about Winnie the Pooh? Why? The Fight
Winnie
Club.
the Pooh
The
Wrestling,
Fight Club.
WPW.
Black Lotus and Dario Cueto, they have a fight club where they just feed strangers to Matanza. Matanza eats and sacrifices people. It's badass. Apparently, Matanza might be possessed by an Aztec god. Okay, that's what we're learning. Okay?
And we learned the backstory of Dario, you know?
Hell yeah, we did. Well,
Pretty
first
awesome.
off, we learned where this fucking fight club is, Steven. Because they have a little message pop up on the screen that it's about 400 miles away from Katrina's temple. Okay?
So, like, California still, or like
I would imagine, probably. Maybe they're
Just
down in
like
Mexico, but
north, south?
near the border.
Probably south, right? South of California?
Who's to say? Maybe it's Nevada, Steven. Who's really to say? Either way, what's it called? Matanza is inside, ripping the heads off of strangers, and Black Lotus is getting impatient, as she always does, and she's like, Dario, when are we gonna be able to go back to the temple? And Dario's like, we have to make sure Matanza is ready, okay? We have to make sure that Matanza's on top of his game. And then Black Lotus is like, fine. And then Dario is like, well, don't you forget, Black Lotus, you're the reason that you even started this war, okay? Like, you're responsible for this. And then he's like, I didn't mean it in a mean way. It's just true, you know? And then Dario launches into some story time. He launches into, you're right, Steven, some background from Matanza and Dario's childhood. And what I wonder is whether or not the story that Dario is about to tell happened pre or post a god living inside of his body, you know? Because Dario tells the story about how Matanza, when they were a kid, saved his life, okay? Apparently, their mother, Mrs. Cueto, was an abusive, wicked woman. Dario actually calls her the devil. So we have another man in this, or another person in this mix, Stephen.
Another wrestling personality called the devil.
Well, I feel like
awesome.
there's only one devil, isn't there?
I don't know. Maybe it's like a religion thing. Maybe like other religions have multiple devils, you know?
Ooh, okay.
No,
It's like for every Aztec god, there's also an Aztec devil. I could buy that.
Is it an
I could buy
Aztec
that.
devil? Is that the thing?
Oh, I
don't know.
don't know. We should brush up on our
Aztecian lore?
cultural studies. Yeah.
Is this
we
even like
really
real
should.
Aztecian lore? Or just like made up Aztecian stuff?
Well, I'm gonna
like
go out on a limb and say the
movies?
Rabbit tribe and the Moth tribe aren't really ancient Aztec groups.
No?
Steven.
What if they
Factions,
are?
no.
And we're just being like really bad and offensive to people. You know?
I mean, the Rabbit one maybe, but that's lame as shit. There's no way the Moth had their own tribe. Okay, no
you see
way.
the fucking bug, dude? Let's name our tribe after them. Right.
It's a stupid bug too. You know, it constantly goes toward lights and it dies every time.
Well, there's no lights
know?
back then. It was fire.
There were fires. They would die from the fires.
Good.
Moths
Crispy,
probably
dude.
burn up so easily in a fire, you know?
Oh,
Their
those
wings
poor
just
dudes.
crumble. Yeah, it's a little sad.
Poor
It's a
dusty
little sad.
dudes.
Either way, their mom's the devil, okay? They're little Cuetos trying to run around, live their life, and their mom's just an actual devil, okay? And one day, Dario stood up to his mom's wicked ways, and he said, no mas, okay? But the thing is, he wasn't strong enough to back up his words, and then his mother proceeded to beat him mercilessly with a tire iron, or a hot iron, okay? And she would have killed him, he thinks, if it weren't for Matanza, who snuck up from behind, and he motions to his hands, okay? Dario in real time talking to Black Lotus motions to his hands. And in it is this red bull statue that he's had on his desk for the past season of Lucha Underground, okay? He brought it with him to this fight club, okay? No relation. He brought it with him. And he says that it was with this statue of a bull that Matanza, young Matanza's the younger brother of Dario, okay? Lifted up the red bull and bludgeoned his mother with it, smashed her in the back of the head repeatedly until she wasn't moving anymore, until she couldn't hurt Matanza or Dario anymore, Steven. Okay?
Wow. What a great story.
So Matanza killed their mom.
It zooms in to Black Lotus, and she looks like, dude, what the fuck? This guy's a fucking insane dude. I don't want to be here anymore.
Yeah, I'd be also a little worried, because Dario's like, oh, you don't have to feel sorry for me, Black Lotus. I look back on that day fondly. It's the day I realized I love violence. And so...
Black Lotus is like, shit, get me out of here. What the fuck?
Yeah, but this is Black Lotus's fault, okay? Like, she should have never killed El Dragon Azteca. This is her doing, so...
She did commit a murder, you know, so...
A gruesome one.
Not the best person in the world.
So yeah, that's how Dario learned he liked violence. This is why we now have a temple. It's because his mom was a devil. So that's cool. See, so again, I ask you the question: was Matanza already infested, infected by a Aztec god, or no?
Maybe. Why would they pick like a little boy to like take over?
I don't know. He's obviously a very capable little boy.
Maybe he's like a big boy, you know, a big little boy. Maybe it's like giganticism. He's
yeah,
like an 8-foot monster man. That's
again,
like
if I were to picture a little baby Jeff Cobb, I'm still imagining he could beat my ass.
Wow, you just spoiled it. Fuck you.
What are you talking about? I don't know what you're talking about, Steven. I don't know what you're talking about at all. Either way, we cut backstage to the real temple. Okay, we're not at the Fight Club anymore. We are in Katrina's office. Katrina leaves her office. She's walking around backstage. She's wandering through the halls, and eventually she walks into what I can only describe as Lucha Underground's version of the PC. Because there's just like
an AEW, dude.
Yeah. They got a wrestling ring there, and Pentagon is in that wrestling ring, and he says, Katrina, 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 and then Katrina looks at him, and then he says, I need to teach Prince Puma a lesson. He humiliated me. I want to humiliate him. And then Katrina teleports from walking on the ground to inside the ring, okay? To behind Pentagon. And she says, if you want to teach Prince Puma a lesson, then go teach him one.
Dumbass.
But for some reason, Pentagon is like, no, I only want to teach him a lesson in a sanctioned wrestling match. Which is
I want to
weird.
beat him up legally.
And then Katrina's like, why would I give you a match with someone that you want? You literally broke Mil Muertes' arm. He is my baby. He is my boy. And
my baby boy.
Exactly. Like, why would I do anything for you if you broke the arm of my champion? And Pentagon responds, I think, very reasonably by trying to assault the woman, by trying to attack the woman.
Why would you beat up my fucking star, my promotion, dude?
On no level does this make sense, because Katrina's not a wrestler. She is just a woman, theoretically, right? Well, yeah. On one hand, she's a lady, so why beat up a lady? And on another hand, she is a ghost lady who just teleported. So on what world do you win, Pentagon? Like, I don't understand. The two go back and forth.
Ever on TV, did she?
Not until this point, because she has to fight back against Pentagon Jr.
She fought against Dario once, but that was like, it's fucking Dario, you know?
Yeah, I mean, she didn't even fight Dario. She beat up Dario is more what happened.
Yeah.
But either way.
So he's fine.
Pentagon eventually, after this fight sequence between the two of them, gets Katrina in a prone position where he's about to break her arm. And then Katrina's like, fine, okay? Then she teleports out of the submission, okay? Just the lights go dark. She teleports
She could have done that
away.
like a while ago, you know.
She could have. And she's like, Pentagon, whatever. If you want a match with Puma, you can have it next week. But just so you know, putting your hands on me was the worst mistake you will ever make. And then Pentagon got what he wanted. So
yay!
shouts out. Yeah,
shouts out. Just beat up women, and you get what you want, dude.
I guess so. Steven, let's go to a match that involves no man-on-woman violence, and that is a match between Johnny Mundo and Cage. Okay, these two have been going back and forth for weeks now. They've been jaw-jacking. They've been threatening Mil Muertes. They've been beating... I was going to say beating each other up, but more honestly, it's just been Johnny Mundo trying to beat up Cage, and then Cage just embarrassing Johnny Mundo, like week after week, okay? It's become a pattern. And I really don't have much in the way of notes for this match, aside from the ending, where basically, like, really, really late into the thing, Cage pulls down his, like, titty straps, and he nails the Weapon X on Johnny, right? But before he can get the pinfall, the referee is distracted because a woman has come out to the ring, Steven. And for some reason, it's not Melina, the woman who helped Johnny Mundo win at Ultima Lucha Uno. No. This woman is blonde, and she has red tips in her hair.
What?
And you might recognize her face because she is none other than the Frankie Monet.
Oh
from
my
NXT. So that's cool. She's Taya. Steven, do you even know who Taya is?
No.
That's so sad. Damn. Well, yeah, she's
Important?
Taya. She's from Canada. She wrestled in Mexico a whole bunch. And she is Johnny Mundo's real-life wife now. So, shouts out. You know?
Yeah, fuck Melina, dude.
Yeah, honestly, go to hell.
Wait, so what was the
Cage-
point of Melina coming out? Was it just did not work out in the end?
I mean, that would be my guess. Maybe the scheduling doesn't work out. Maybe they didn't want to pay her enough. Either way, it works out.
Pay me more money. I'm Melina, dude.
I am Melina, the stock that I bring to this company, okay?
Yeah.
It's true, though. It's true.
Fucking Melina, all right?
But no, unfortunately, we're stuck with Taya instead, who, as a direct result of this debut tonight, will go on to marry Johnny Mundo. You know, unfortunately. So sad. Cage gets in her face, though. Cage is pissed. He's like, why are you interfering in my match? Who are you? You broke up my pin. What the hell? And while Cage is distracted by this blonde lady, Johnny Mundo sneaks up from behind with a lead pipe and clocks Cage over the head with it, okay? And then Johnny wins. Woo! And then they beat up Cage after the match. They hit their finishers, some double knees.
Yeah, they stomped the shit out of him. It was awesome.
End of the world, let's go. So, Steven, how excited are you for the debut of Miss Vida Loca, Taya?
Wow.
Yeah. That's her gimmick.
Wow.
She's Vida Loca, which I don't know if you know, Steven. It means crazy white girl. So that is her gimmick. Crazy white girl with red hair. So
it probably worked in Mexico, right? I assume.
I mean, they'll chant it in Lucha Underground soon enough. Don't you worry, Steven, okay?
Awesome.
But after that, that's our main event of the evening. Johnny Mundo wins, rightfully so. We cut to Katrina's office, right? And guess who enters Katrina's office, Steven? Guess who?
Cowboy man.
It
right?
is!
In his cowboy gear, King Cuerno with his little cowboy hat, his little leather vest, you know? Looking dapper, dude. Okay.
The long anticipated return of the cowboy hat, Steven. I am pumped. Okay,
Why
I
is it
forgot.
his gear, by the way? Why is it like, yo, I want my backstage segments to be me in civilian clothes?
It just doesn't
Cowboy
work.
gear.
It doesn't match who he is in the ring. He is a hunter and a killer. Why is he in a puffy jacket and a cowboy hat? Like,
it's like a different gimmick entirely, you know? It makes no
he's
sense.
trying to be Brock Lesnar, but it only works for Brock Lesnar, you know? Like,
yeah.
Like, Brock Lesnar doesn't work if he debuts in a cowboy hat, you know? He needs to do the cowboy hat 25 years into his career. And that's just not where King Cuerno is, you know?
King Cuerno is way too early in his career. He's only like, what, 10 years in? Pish posh.
I really hope though that one day Santos Escobar is like WWE World Champion, and then he has the confidence to finally put the cowboy hat on, and because then we know it wasn't a Lucha Underground thing. That was a personal decision.
What if? Well, I don't know. Do you think his group's gonna disband eventually? Phantasmo.
What is this group called again? Like
Legado Phantasmo, right? El Phantasmo?
I mean,
Zelina
for
group?
the sake of fucking Raul Mendoza, I hope not.
And
you
DJZ.
know? I mean, DJZ will be
I
fine.
feel
You know, he
bad
can
for
go back
that
to
chick
Impact.
that got replaced by Zelina. You know,
Who got replaced by Zelina?
some chick from NXT who was part of Legado.
Well, she should have
But
been
you know,
better.
The thing about it's weird because like every new debut of like a Hispanic wrestler, they're just managed by Zelina. That's how just how it works, you know.
It's kind of true. That was a weird period of time at the beginning of COVID where
Zelina
Zelina,
was the main
Andrade,
bad guy.
Angel, and Theory ran that show, Steven. Okay, they ran it.
Theory
they were
was
in
like
every
part of Seth
segment.
Rollins' group for a second too.
It's so weird. It's all so weird. Either way, Cowboy Cuerno shows up to Katrina's office, and he says, "Katrina, Phoenix will not die, and I am sick of making myself a target week after week by carrying around this title, okay?" He's talking, of course, about the Gift of the Gods title, which is equivalent to a Money in the Bank briefcase. And he says, "Katrina, listen, I know I can't cash this thing in instantaneously. I need to let you know a week in advance, and I'm telling you, I want to cash in this title next week against Mil Muertes. Broken arm or not, I want my match." And then Katrina reminds him that by doing that...
Actually, like, pretty good idea, you know?
Yeah, it's a great idea.
His arm's broken. You can win the title pretty easily at that point.
Well, it's a great idea until you realize that... you remember the deal that Katrina made with King Cuerno many weeks ago in a comic book?
That was in the comics.
Well, yeah, they made a deal. Apparently, we never found out what that deal was until now. Apparently, that deal is that King Cuerno would get a shot at the Gift of the Gods title if he agreed to wait until Mil was healthy again before cashing it in. It's very smart on Katrina's sake, very smart. But now King Cuerno's trying to violate the deal, and Katrina's like, "You know you'd be violating our deal if you do that, right, King Cuerno?" And then King Cuerno says, "Too bad." And then Katrina's like, "Well, dumbass, I'm the booker.
Fuck you, I'm the promoter, dude."
Yeah, like
fucking idiot.
Actually, you happen to already be booked in a match next week, and it's against Phoenix, and it's for the Gift of the Gods title.
Yeah,
so
we're
good
about
luck.
to TNT title this, okay?
Hell yeah, we are.
Before it even existed.
And then King Cuerno's like, "That's not fair. I have a right to fight for the Lucha Underground title." And then Katrina's like, "That's too bad. And actually, guess what? It's also a ladder match. Eat shit." And then King Cuerno...
Bitch.
Yeah.
Like, oh man, really fucked myself this time, huh?
So, but I think that's interesting. I think it's good that we finally know what the deal was between Cuerno and Katrina. It makes sense. But also, why
Unless
the
you read
fuck
the comics.
Unless you
then
read
you
the
would have known
comics.
already.
But also, why does she need to make a deal to keep Mil safe when she is the booker? She can just do exactly what she did tonight by putting Cuerno in a different match. Like, what?
I just think it's really funny that the guy was like, "Yo, book this match for me," and the dude's like, "No, what?"
Yeah, like, one, we made an agreement, and two, even if we didn't, I could still fire you. Like, it's kind of wild. It's kind of insane. Because I don't know what
English, you know, Mr. Cuerno.
Yeah, I mean, that does work out. That does work out.
Helped a lot.
If this were Pentagon trying to figure this shit out, things would not have gone well.
Fucking
okay?
Rey Fenix, dude, have been fucking weird. I don't think we talked ever in Lucha Underground Rey Fenix.
You bring up a good point. He is kind of Prince Puma-y in that way. But I feel like with Pentagon, if he's trying to figure it out with Katrina, they're going to end up fighting, you know, like with fisticuffs, like with their hands. And if Rey Fenix is in there, there's always that sexual tension between Katrina and him. Like they're going to end up
making
fucking.
out.
Yeah, like over the desk. Okay, so disrespectful
Mil's
to Dario.
watching.
Oh,
be
from
awesome.
outside in his little throne, he's looking through the window.
Through the window with like binoculars.
Famous B is in the ring having a match. He's so distracted. He's crying during a Famous B match.
He's having like the match of his career, like a PWG style 5-star banger, dude.
This is so messed up. Well, Steven, yeah, that was episode 5 of season 2 of Lucha Underground. Why it was called The Machine and why last week was called Cero Miedo, I cannot explain aside from blatant laziness. Because why is that the title? Like, it shouldn't have been. There were so many better titles for this episode. Like, just so many, you know? Like, an endless number, Steven. But we got stuck with the machine. Name one. The Gauntlet, you know, because it's like a play on the Crew. No, that wasn't the main event. But it's the... You could have called it Fight Club. You could have called it Fight Club. That wasn't the main event. You could have called it...
Cage versus Johnny.
Cage versus Johnny. Man versus Machine. You could have called it the debut of Taya Valkyrie.
That's a real title right there. The debut.
Hell yeah. Oh yeah.
Monet.
Or how about PJ Black loses his second match in Lucha Underground? If that shows
Spoilers,
up on the channel guide.
Loses. It's like this, like yeah. You know, like if you go, you know, like on like cable, you go all the way to like the porn channels have like the weirdest titles ever, like cum shot girl on 20 cameras and men. You ever done that before? Just scroll down all the way. You get to like the porn channel titles, and they're all like crazy.
I haven't.
Should do that eventually.
I don't think I have access to
I can't
that.
do it anymore. I don't have DirecTV, so like I can't go down like
I do
5,000.
have DirecTV, and I've never seen that, you know?
You never went down all the way to like channel like 9,000 or 5,000 and has like, I banged a girl and then she gave birth to my son. It's crazy titles, dude, in these
That happens
porn,
all in the span of 30 minutes?
Porn cables. Apparently.
That's crazy, man.
I know.
No, I don't think my dad bought that package, but I'm glad to know yours did.
No, they're not. You have to buy them, but you can see the titles like on your DirecTV. It's crazy.
So like maybe they're so enticing that you end up buying it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Of course.
That's cool. I like that they really had the strategy down before YouTube even of clickbait, man. That's awesome.
Mm-hmm.
That is so cool. That is so
again,
cool.
The internet did kill the porn industry quite a bit. By making it free.
But also the internet led to the proliferation of the porn industry by OnlyFans, Steven. Like, I feel like it really levels out.
Is OnlyFans all sex work? I like it like anything.
I feel like it's not outlandish to say it's primarily sex work, you know? Right?
I don't know, man. I see like 19-year-old girls driving Teslas because they're OnlyFans money.
Fuck yeah, good for them. Steven,
like, wow.
Can I ask you a question in full sincerity?
Can I have an OnlyFans? Yes.
No. Thank you. I appreciate that. That's such a.
Have I subbed to an OnlyFans?
Have you ever, even the free trial sub, have you ever subbed to an OnlyFans?
I think you have to put your bank info in that. I don't want to put my fucking bank info for fucking OnlyFans.
Okay. So you swear?
I don't have an OnlyFans. I don't have an account.
No. I didn't ask if
do you?
Steven. Sorry. Sorry. Shit. I doxed you. Shit.
What the fuck?
Damn.
I gotta bleep that, dude.
Damn. I gotta bleep it.
Next segment.
Oh fuck. Okay. We gotta get to the week of. Let's go. Okay, guys. The week is February 24th of 2016.
Wow.
And I have to tell you, Steven, this is maybe one of the most memorable weeks in all of wrestling for me as a wrestling fan. No, I mean, I'm sure someone died, but not in my notes, okay?
Okay.
I would say the opposite of a death occurred. I would say a star was reborn, okay? I would say that wrestling entered a new era during this week of pro wrestling, okay?
Is it the draft?
It's not the draft. That happens months down the line, okay? But that's another big week. No, Steven, no. This was the week that the first ever Vincent J. McMahon Legacy of Excellence Award was handed out. Okay?
What? What's this award for?
It's named after Vince Sr., Vince McMahon's dad, right?
I thought you hated him.
Well, there was maybe some abuse going on. We don't know, and some neglect. But either way, this is an award. It's a little trophy, right? And Vince is going to award it to someone tonight, okay? And there's all this hype built around it. Who is going to get the award? Who is going to get the award? This is so weird. This is so out of nowhere. And then the night finally came, live on Raw, opening seg. Vince McMahon awards the Vincent J. McMahon Legacy of Excellence Award to none other than Stephanie McMahon.
Wow.
Do you remember
the first
this,
woman
Steven?
to get it too?
Hell
cool.
yeah. Hell yeah. Do you remember the segment at all?
No.
Okay, well let me try something new, Steven. Let me try something further. Because a few moments after Stephanie is awarded this trophy, a noise goes off in the arena. Okay?
Bomb.
There's not a bomb. Thank God.
Thank
But
gosh.
it is a bombshell return when the sound hits. Here comes the money. Here we go. Money talks. Shane McMahon
I was so
has
excited during this
returned
time.
for the first
And then
time
I wasn't.
in 8 years, Steven.
Wow.
Shane O'Mac
Your
is
fan
back.
fics are coming true.
Hell yeah, they are sneakers and Jordans. Suits and Jordans. Let's go.
Jerseys. And
Well, not yet. This is a suit. This is suit, Shane, okay? And Shane is like, what the fuck, Dad? I wanted this trophy. And then Vince is like, sorry. And then Shane's like, well, I'm going to blackmail you, okay? I want control of Raw. And if you don't give it to me, I'm going to expose your secrets. And then Vince is like, how about this, Shane? I'll let you take control of Raw if you fight and beat an opponent of my choosing. And
Why
then
are you
Shane
booking
is
this,
like,
Shane?
Huh?
Wait, who's booking this, Stephanie or Shane? I'm so confused.
Well, okay, listen. Vince is in
Okay.
charge of the company, okay?
Right.
Stephanie is like general manager or some shit, right?
Okay.
Vince is like, hey, Stephanie, good job. Shane's like, what the fuck? Stephanie, you're not next in line. I'm still next in line because I got my dad out of debt a few years ago. And when we made that deal, I was always still second in line to take over this company when he's dead. And then also, I want control of the company now. And you know how I'm going to do that? By exposing your secrets, Dad. And now his dad is like, okay, don't expose them.
Wait, is this
you
a
can
shoot?
have control. No, idiot. What do you mean?
Okay. Thank gosh. I thought he knew about the allegations years ago.
Oh, you think that? You think those were the secrets?
Maybe it was long-term booking, you know? Might have been
Maybe it
long-term
was.
booking.
Maybe it was. Oh my god, it makes sense timeline-wise. Because remember, Shane booked himself to be in the final 3 of the Royal Rumble, and then got fired because he did such a bad job booking the Rumble. This was his
We can post this
revenge.
on Reddit and get like 20 million.
God, we're connecting the dots, Steven. We are connecting the dots. Well, yeah,
This
Shane
is
knew.
booking.
Shane knew, and he kept all the women's names in this lockbox. And he was like, Dad, I'm going to unlock the lockbox. And then Vince was like, no. You can have Raw, but only if you beat The Undertaker at WrestleMania.
You can have Raw. Just beat this wrestler up.
Yeah.
No, they're thinking like, fine, I'll do it. I don't even fucking work for this company anymore. But like,
yeah, I don't know
whatever.
why Taker has a horse in this race.
Just there.
Yeah, maybe he's also part of the allegations. That's valid. You know,
maybe.
maybe those ones still haven't come
Fighting
out
for
yet.
his name.
Yeah, it could be Steven. So yeah, Shane's back, baby, and he's ready to take over, which is exciting. Very, very exciting. Not as exciting as the fact that Kurt Angle has just appeared in an episode of Duck Dynasty.
Wow. Remember that show?
No, I never watched it.
Me neither. I heard it was really popular for a time, right?
Yeah, it was like big in rural America. Big
Like all
fat
these,
guys
like,
with beards.
rednecks people, right?
Yeah,
Shooting
like
ducks.
the same people that liked this show, I think, liked Sons of Anarchy. I think these were big around the same time, you know?
Redneck shows.
Yeah.
You know what I
I had
get?
no clue that Duck Dynasty was still happening in 2016. I thought this was like 4 years earlier.
Is the stereotype for like wrestling me for rednecks like a thing? I don't think rednecks watch wrestling as much as like nerds do, right? Like I feel like wrestling more for like nerds now than rednecks.
I don't know, because wrestling is big in those rural towns, Steven. Like North Carolina, they're huge, and like in Louisville, Kentucky, and like I think it appeals to how do I
rednecks
say
and nerds.
dumb people. Is maybe the word
Like
I should
us.
use. That's right. We're not excluded. You know, there's no superiority here. So yeah, I'd say it kind of crosses over a lot into that world. Kurt Angle, though, on this episode, this massive crossover appeal, he teaches 2 of the duck people how to wrestle, and then he referees a match between them. So,
Wow.
cool.
I'm surprised Duck Dynasty never appeared on like WWE.
Well, remember everyone would be like, "Oh my gosh, the Wyatts are just Duck Dynasty," like that. That was the
How?
thing.
They're cult people.
Yeah, they were big, fat, and had beards.
Are you?
That kind of does
They were
it.
cult people in NXT.
What?
They were cult people in NXT.
But
Wyatt
they just
family.
looked like Duck Dynasty people, I guess. You know? They were just
basically like
stereotyped.
swamp people.
I'm sorry, the swamp people were stereotyped. What can I tell you?
Yes.
Okay? Sorry, bro. Either way, that wasn't the only crossover in wrestling this week, as The Miz also appeared on the CW's Supernatural for a wrestling-themed episode. I know.
I love that show.
Yeah, who's your
It's
favorite
about
actor?
two brothers.
Is it? Is Ian Somerhalder on there? I feel like he
Probably.
is. I don't know.
I
Yeah,
heard it's like
either
really
way.
popular, like teenage girls. I'm not a teenage girl. I watch real shows. Okay, like The Flash and Arrow.
I get it. I
on
get
the
it.
CW.
At the time, or not at the time, when I looked at the story yesterday, for my notes, I thought it was talking about when The Miz went on that ghost hunting show. I didn't realize Supernatural was a drama. I thought they meant when he went on Ghost Hunters Live, but apparently that was in 2008. I was 7 years old when I watched that.
Wow.
So
I didn't know The Miz was relevant then.
no, he was like Miz and Morrison Miz. Like had his shitty little fedora on, his baggy pants. It was Chick Magnet Miz. But he was also
That's
relevant
nice.
from the real world, you know? Like,
I
so
see.
it works. It all works, Steven. Also, Scott Dawson and Dash Wilder are officially being billed by the name The Revival.
Wow.
They've been using it for weeks now on Twitter, okay, as like a hashtag.
Why'd they quit again?
Because Vince didn't like them and wanted to make them dress up like Flavor Flav.
Oh.
Yeah. Valid reasons, you know? Like, if my boss hated me and wanted to embarrass me, I'd probably also quit. You know? Yeah. So, they're the Revival now. In NXT, they're not... I think before they were kind of referred to as the Mechanics, which is kind of a lame name. So now they're the Revival.
This is
Shouts
give
out.
no gimmicks now, you know.
Well,
That's
no,
their gimmick.
they're a revival of yesteryear, Steven. They have the Katrina gimmick, okay?
Dude, I
They
saw a video
loved
the other day
St.
of like
Louis.
wrestlers who could be more successful. They were born in a different era, and it was like the golden era. The FTR would have been very successful during that era. But like, what the fuck? No, that's not how it works. Like, what? They're only unique because they wrestled like that style of wrestling now. Like, I don't get this video. It's so stupid.
Like, it's like, would they have been successful? Maybe. But also, that is like the most trite and surface level comparison you could make. You know, like, it's
Like, that's so fucking stupid. Like, what?
I
Like,
hate it.
I fucking hate wrestling YouTube channels. They're so stupid.
Wrestlers who would have thrived in a different era. Becky Lynch in the Attitude Era. Like,
Yeah.
shut the fuck up, man.
Yeah, obviously.
Shut up.
But it was like almost would have been successful during the Hogan years. Like, what? No, he wouldn't. He would have been fucking jobbing out to like fucking Andre, dude.
Listen, I don't like this. Why do you consume wrestling content, Steven?
Shitty
It's a
fucking video,
detriment.
dude.
It's
It's
a
probably like some
detriment.
shitty thumbnail I clicked on.
Okay. No, it's fair. It's fair. So, Steven, also
yeah.
during this week of wrestling, again, we're back in February of 2016, Carl Anderson has made some headlines again.
Yo, before he cheated on his wife. That's awesome, dude.
Well, we don't know that for sure. He has revealed that he...
They only
and
divorced, you know? It's, we
Luke-
don't know for sure.
Oh, wait, are they divorced?
Yeah.
Are you spreading misinformation?
No, I'm saying information.
No. That's
Wait,
so
what happened to
sad.
my favorite tag team? The Leechers.
They're leaving NJPW and coming to WWE. Carl Anderson announced it.
Oh my gosh. This team
And
is so awesome.
There are rumors
Remember
they're
when
gonna
Carl
debut
Anderson
in
was in the
NXT.
G1 Classic?
Woo, I love New Japan Pro Wrestling.
I don't watch it. I watch clips on YouTube. So I wouldn't know.
You still watch clips on YouTube of New Japan.
Mhm.
That's embarrassing. Steven, Carl Anderson and Luke Gallows are rumored to be debuting in NXT alongside the
Wow.
NXT champion Finn Balor. Okay? And
Is that their
they're gonna
gimmick? Just like leeching off like more successful acts?
I mean, yes. Or just successful companies. Either way, Steven. Either way, Finn Balor has started tweeting out photos of himself as a shirtless boy, and they all say bulletproof. And now the internet is going wild. They say, Bullet Club is coming to WWE.
Week. He does this every other week, where he posts something like Bullet something, and they'd be like, oh my god, Bullet Club! I remember Bullet Club. I never watched it, but I saw t-shirts about it. Must have been good, you know?
Bullet Club is alive and well. Didn't you see Juice Robinson beat up Ricky Starks? And then the song, the sounds of Bullet Club, which I hadn't heard in years.
Is Ricky Starks gonna drop to fucking hippie CJ Parker? This is awesome, dude.
Again, isn't CJ Perry is Lana, right? CJ Parker is Juicu? Okay.
Mr. Juice.
I got it straight in my head. I know now. Also, Kota Ibushi is leaving New Japan Pro Wrestling as well. Not necessarily to join WWE, but instead to become a freelancer.
Oh,
whatever that means.
I thought it was like the one where he like pissed off like the Yakuza or something.
Not yet. That was last year, Steven. How quickly we forget. Very recent. No, this is when he became a freelancer and he did the Cruiserweight Classic. Remember?
Oh yeah. Was he like supposed to win that?
Yes, he or Zack Sabre should have, but neither were like wanted to sign
Honestly,
WWE.
Good call on WWE for like putting it on EJP, you know?
No, it wasn't a good call. It was a response to. It was a response to them not signing. It wasn't.
Well, see, the thing is, good call on them too for not wanting to do it, because they would have been shit.
Yeah, look at Zack Sabre. Now he's in New Japan in a tag team called Dangerous Techers.
I mean, he would have been Cruiserweight champion for like 2 days.
Zack Sabre would have been part of the golden era of NXT. Okay, he would have been up there with Ciampa.
Would have been on 205 Live. Would have been on fucking Raw, dude.
Stop.
Would have been on the Cruiserweight division on Raw fighting Noam Dar.
No, he'd be fighting Gunther right now. Okay, they'd be having a feud for the Intercontinental title.
He would have quit by now, I think, actually, right?
No,
205 Live stayed.
Bro. No.
I think like the only one who stayed was like Mustafa and like Noam Dar.
Cedric? Please sign Cedric?
Oh yeah.
Rich Swann probably would have stayed had he not held his wife in a car. Yeah, well, I don't think he beat his wife, but he held her in his car, I believe, was the police report. And why do we so flimsily, so loosely throw out accusations of domestic abuse, Steven?
I don't know. It's just
because
there
are probably times when you throw them out where I can't correct you when it has not happened. You know, like Stone Cold, we know for sure, right? Like that one, go for it. Have a field day accusing him of beating Deborah, right? But Rich Swann, as far as we know, did not beat Su Yung. Okay,
he locked her in his car.
Yeah, which if I am in an abusive quote unquote relationship, I'd way rather that abuse manifest as me being locked in a car than me being beat. You know?
I see.
Personally,
there's a lot of women beating on this podcast.
Huh?
You know, there's a lot of women beating on this podcast from like the shows you watched.
There is. I thought you were saying that's what it would like to be a woman on this podcast. Like being trapped in a car with the two of us. It'd be sad.
Oh no, I'm so sad. That poor woman.
Yeah, a little bit. Steven.
Anyways,
more important news. Final news story. This week, Fastlane happened. And we got to get your predictions. Okay?
Does this pay-per-view still exist?
Hell yeah, it does. Fastlane 26. Well, no, not in the year of our Lord 2023, but in 2016 it did. So, we're gonna go in order for this match card, Steven. Okay, from opener to close. Okay.
Okay.
First match on the card. You got this, man. You get 100% of these right, I'll give you a birthday present. I'll give you 2 birthday presents.
Let's go. Money and less money.
No. I may or may not already have the 2 presents planned. I can't change them at this point,
Damn it.
Steven.
You gotta return one of them now.
Ah, fuck. Just give you the cash for it? Okay. Steven.
Give him the $2.
Opening match. U.S. title is on the line. Our reigning champion is Kalisto. He is fighting Alberto Del Rio in a best 2 out of 3 falls match. Who walks away the champion?
Kalisto.
You're confident, and Steven, you are correct. Kalisto does walk away champ. How do you know that?
Because Alberto joins like some shitty faction or something after this, I think. League of Nations, I think, right?
No, I think he's already in Mex America at this point.
Oh.
Oh, you
Wasn't
think
it
he joined
League of
League of Nations?
Yeah.
Ooh, because who was League of Nations? That was...
Wasn't like Sheamus and like Wade Barrett, right?
was Rusev also in there? I think he might have
been Rusev.
Wait,
Wait,
right.
no, because that happens when like Sheamus wins the Money in the Bank, right? When does that happen?
Sheamus already won the Money in the Bank. This is post.
Shit.
It will be at this year's WrestleMania where they get beat up by Shawn Michaels, Stone Cold, and Hulk Hogan. Yeah, you're right. You're right. Don't question yourself, Steven. You know this shit. And I would say keep that same mindset for the rest of these predictions. Don't question yourself, okay?
Honestly, the fucking curveball, like fucking New Day match. I'm like, oh shit, I don't know, man.
New Day was not booked tonight, Steven. So
Thank
don't
God.
even worry your little heart, okay? But you know who was booked?
Who was booked?
Team Bad, okay?
Fuck.
But Team Bad does not have Sasha. Sasha left.
Oh, so it's just the shit version of Team Bad.
Oh, it's Naomi and Tamina, okay? And they are fighting Becky Lynch and Sasha Banks.
Wow. So, I wonder who wins this one.
Yeah.
I wonder who wins.
Let's see. Who do you think wins out of Sasha and Becky versus Tamina and Naomi?
I think the Bex wins, right? I think she would have really thrived in the Attitude Era, you know, with her gimmick.
I do as well, honestly. I do as well. I think Sasha would have honestly thrived in the late 90s in Japan. TBH. But Steven, you're right. Yeah. Sasha Banks and Becky Lynch pull out the victory over what's left of Team Bad.
Thank
Next
goodness.
up is a match for the Intercontinental Championship. We have a soon-to-be Universal Champion, and that of Kevin Owens. He's the reigning IC title holder, and he is fighting the challenger, Dolph Ziggler. Who?
You know Ziggler never wins, dude, okay? It's pretty easy. This one's easy, dude.
Walks
That's
away.
Gonna be Owens, right? Well, when the fuck does Ziggler win the title ever, dude, you know? Like when?
So final guess is Owens, correct?
It's obviously Owens, right?
There's
no way Ziggler wins, dude.
Kevin Owens does in fact retain the titles. Dolph Ziggler continues his massively unimpressive career. Next up, Steven, we have...
He won the world title once and then lost it next week.
Well, he had brown hair for that too. That was wild. We have 3 members of the Wyatt family. We have Eric Rowan, Luke Harper, and Braun Strowman. They are fighting another trio of giants. They are fighting the Big Red Machine, Kane. The world's strongest athlete, or largest athlete, the Big Show. And the Ryback, who walks out victorious. The Wyatts,
Ryback was still working for this company at this time.
Or the big guys. I think he fights Kalisto at Mania.
I think the Wyatts win.
Steven, I have horrible news.
You tell me they didn't put Braun over? What the fuck?
No, Braun was... Remember, this is fresh off of the rumors that Braun is going to be fighting Undertaker. Those have been squashed. He's no longer fighting the Undertaker.
Just like him in this match.
So, as a result of that, the big guys, Kane, Big Show, and Ryback, did win.
Yeah, put over that young talent, dude, you know?
You have gotten your first incorrect prediction.
Put over that young talent, you know? Fuck Braun, dude.
You have time though. You have time to still do really impressive, Steven. Okay, you can at least get one of your birthday presents. Okay.
Okay.
If you get the rest of them right. Next up, Divas title is on the line. This is one of the final pay-per-views where the Divas title will ever be defended. Okay, my speech impediment from the 3rd grade came back right there, Steven. This match is between the reigning champion Charlotte. She's accompanied by her father Ric Flair. She is taking on the challenger, my favorite wrestler, Brie Bella.
Shit.
Walks out the Divas champion.
What a banger of a match, dude.
Honestly.
I think Flair wins with the women's...
The women's right? You're right. She used Lacey Evans' straight right hand, and she won the match, Steven. Charlotte Flair retains her title. Very good, very good. Nice, so far, you've scored 4 out of 5 correctly, which is pretty good, Steven.
Easy pay-per-view. Easy pay-per-view. You know.
Next up, this is just an exhibition match. No title on the line, no anything. This is actually an explosion between two members of a former tag team. Okay, they're colliding now that they've broken up. We are seeing the dissolution of Y2AJ. Chris Jericho and AJ Styles are fighting tonight.
I thought it was WrestleMania when they fought.
Well, I think like maybe a couple years down the line.
Oh.
I like that AJ Styles Shane McMahon match. Let's fucking go. But Steven, who wins between Chris Jericho and AJ Styles?
Fuck. I don't know. When does Jericho put people over?
It's a good question. He just put Ricky Starks over at Revolution or whatever the fuck pay-per-view it was. So consider.
I think AJ goes over here, right?
Steven?
Yes.
You would be accurate in that guess. Okay. AJ Styles does go over.
Nice.
Now we move on to our semi-main event of the evening, Steven. This is the second most important match on the card. You could say this is the semi-main event even.
The dual main event. This is
an exhibition match. No title on the line. Just straight one-on-one action between Curtis Axel and R-Truth.
Wow.
So
oh my goodness. So fuck. Which Curtis Axel is this?
This is Social Outcast Curtis Axel taking on R-Truth in the build-up to the formation of the Golden Truth. So Goldust is trying to win over the love of R-Truth around this time. Curtis Axel is in the Social Outcasts with Adam Rose, Bo Dallas, and I think one other guy.
I think R-Truth wins because he's older.
Steven, I hate to tell you.
No, don't tell me.
Mr. Perfect's son actually walked away with the victory. Don't you underestimate Curtis Axel. Well, it's because R-Truth, I think, tried to help Goldust tried to help R-Truth, but accidentally sabotaged him, similar to Drago and Jack Evans.
I see.
Leading to Curtis Axel picking up the win.
Remember when Goldust teamed up with Tyler Breeze?
No, I don't.
I do.
That's cool, awesome. Man. I'm glad about that. Was Fandango injured? Is that why?
No, it was before Fandango. See, the thing is, they ended up switching partners at the end.
That's awesome. Well,
wait, no, it was No, maybe it was Goldust and Fandango, and it was R-Truth and Tyler Breeze.
I don't care. What I do care about is the main event of Fastlane 2016. It's a triple threat. It's a #1 contenders match. The winner will fight Triple H at WrestleMania in the main event for the WWE title. Okay? The three men in this... Steven, listen, I'll let you recuperate 1 point, because now you're down 2. I'll let you recuperate 1 point if you can name all 3 men in this match.
The Shields match? Right?
I will let you name all 3 men in this match, and if you get them right, you recuperate 1 point.
Is it Roman and Dean?
You got one.
And Seth, right?
Run that back for me. You cut out a little bit.
Is it Roman, Seth, and Dean? Is this the one? Is this the triple threat?
Steven.
Yes.
You were so close.
Oh wait,
Steven, was such a good guess.
Does one of them get injured?
The triple threat doesn't occur for another 1.5 years. Okay, I'm sorry.
Okay.
No, actually, the triple threat might occur this summer. Okay, so we're getting there.
This summer.
This summer, after Roman Reigns gets outed for drugs. No.
Steroids. Or is it like Adderall? I forgot. It was one of them.
I thought it was steroids, but who knows? This match was so close, Steve. When you got 2/3 of it right, Roman Reigns and Dean Ambrose are in this match. The third man they're fighting, however, is none other than the beast incarnate, Brock Lesnar.
This match happened?
It did. And the winner went on to fight Triple H in the main event of WrestleMania 32, or at least they were supposed to. So, who walks out the victor?
Roman Reigns.
Steven, the big dog does win this main event.
Ooh, ah, dude. Ooh,
ah.
Ooh, ah, so, yes, sir.
Ooh, ah, yes, sir. Let's calculate the final tally, Steven. You got 6 out of 8 matches correct.
Pretty impressive, dude. That's a pretty good for DraftKings.
Yeah. You know? So what does that add up to? If you divide 600 by 8, let's see.
80.
8. I don't think you scored very well, Steven.
Oh man.
No,
that's unfortunate.
I'm sorry. But you did okay. Like I think you probably passed. So
okay, that's good.
But like
that's
just
good.
barely.
Okay.
So keep in mind, Steven, that WWE is not hot on the Wyatts right now. Again, they just get squashed by
Were
The
they
Rock
ever?
at WrestleMania. And also, Curtis Axel is huge. The stock in Curtis Axel is
fucking
on
huge,
the rise.
dude. Okay.
Okay.
That guy's awesome.
So that is what I had for February.
What was
24th.
the story for that match? Why was R-Truth versus Curtis Axel a thing they built up?
Well,
How'd
I
that
think
happen?
just the social outcasts are trying to prove to the world that they're worth something, and R-Truth is
What's
upset
up?
about that. He thinks they're worthless. He thinks they're shit. He said
Yeah.
he said it on the microphone. He got on the microphone before the main event, before his match, and he said, "Curtis Axel, you're a pile of dog shit, and you don't deserve to be here in this company. I hope
Your
they
dad
fire
is
you.
dead, Curtis Axel.
Your dad's dead in the ground where he should be, and I hope when there's a global pandemic in a couple years, you get fired." And wow.
I hope
How-
when this thing called COVID happens, you get fired, bro.
Damn. Yeah, but who would have seen it coming, Steven? Who would have seen it
I
coming?
mean, it's R-Truth. Maybe he knew about it, you know?
Maybe
That's
the
his
truth will
gimmick.
set you free, as they say. Steven, I think we need to set free our analysis of the current events from pro wrestling of this week. Okay, are you ready to get to it?
Yeah.
Okay, let's do it then, man. Steven,
What's up?
it's current events time.
Oh my goodness.
is.
The events that currently happened today on March 11?
That's right. That's right.
2023?
All the events in the 7 days preceding today. Okay,
Oh
and
my goodness.
I have big news.
What news?
I have headline news. I have news that the headliner for the WWE class of 2023 Hall of Fame was announced. And that man
What?
is none other than Dominic's dad.
Let's go, Dom's dad. Woo!
Big ups, big ups. Steven, how excited are you for Rey Mysterio to be headlining the Hall of Fame in California?
I think it's crazy that that he's old.
Yeah. I
Yeah.
like that video of him in the airport with everyone asking him to sign autographs. And the one guy's like, "No, I'm a real fan." And he's like, "Okay,
I'm a
well,
real
just for
fan.
you."
Sign my shit, dude.
Yeah. Just one though. And then
Just
Ray
one?
signed
No,
it.
all of them.
No,
Right,
I'm
all
a
of them.
really big fan. Okay, I'm a really big fan. Also, if you could avoid putting my name on there, that'd be great. That'd be awesome. So
I don't know. I liked I liked the segment they did where Dominic comes out and they're building up this epic conclusion to this 10-year storyline of Eddie versus Ray ladder match
Fuck
for
yeah.
Dominic's custody.
I hate to tell you, it's way over 10 years. 10 years ago, Steven, we were watching SmackDown where Daniel Bryan was fighting Kane and Mark Henry every week. A little past the days of Eddie Guerrero.
Oh shit,
Just
it's been
putting
like
that out
almost
there.
15 years?
I would say probably over like 15 years, right around 15. Yeah,
Wow,
right?
that's some long-term booking, dude. That's crazy.
Real long term. Almost 20 years, Steven. It's 2023. Holy shit. That's wild.
Wow.
Either way, some more Hall of Fame news. Mick Foley said in an interview that some other person who's going into the Hall of Fame this year reached out to him for the first time in years and said, "Mick, will you please induct me?" And Mick Foley said, "Yes, as long as WWE lets me." So, shouts out to Mick.
Are they against Mick? I thought they loved Mick for his Santa
Didn't
Claus
Mick do
appearances.
some AEW stuff or no?
I mean, so did like fucking Cody Rhodes.
Yeah, you know what?
know?
You bring up a real good point, Steven.
Like what?
That's a killer point. Also, more news regarding Eddie, Steven. His
Wow.
wife, his widow, Vickie, is in the news
I like her
this
white
week.
ring rants at the airports. Those are really funny.
Her right wing rants.
She makes like TikToks about like how it was like back when like the pandemic happened. She was like complaining about like maskers or whatever.
Uh huh.
It was really funny.
I see. I didn't realize that the opposite of anti-masker was masker.
No, she wasn't anti-masker. She was making fun of maskers.
I know, that's what I'm saying. I didn't realize the opposite of anti-masker
I don't know
was
what they're called.
masker. That's kind of wild. No,
I'm a
I like
masker, bro.
maskers, man. Yeah, I'm a masker. Mask up,
Masquerade
baby.
myself as a masker, dude.
Hell yeah. Steven, Vickie Guerrero
Yeah.
is in the news because she has some beef and she took it to Twitter. She announced to the world that AEW has informed her they would like her to stay home for the remainder of her contract.
What?
Her contract will be running out in July. They told her, we don't want you at our live events anymore. Please stay home.
Yeah, fuck off, Vickie.
Which, shouts out to Vickie. What a great tenure in AEW. She single-handedly came in, changed the women's division by... and I think this is her main and maybe only contribution to AEW, destroying the career of Nyla Rose. So
That was awesome.
yeah, I loved
Nyla
her
Rose.
run in this company. The Vicious Vixens are good. So
I didn't know she was even hired by the AEW. I thought she was like not there anymore.
yeah, I don't. Apparently, she managed Marina Shafir for a little bit, but I don't remember that. So
Wow.
I truthfully don't know.
I have
Steven.
some news, man. Cody Rhodes talked about watching AEW's pay-per-view Revolution the other day.
No way.
He
No way.
said, I only saw some highlights from Ricky. I had a pirated feed.
He didn't say
Good,
that.
good for Cody, you know? He's a
Cody did not say that.
I probably should have just figured out how to get the right feed. Not gonna tell you who sent me that.
Steven, cite your sources. Who interviewed Cody?
Ringside News.
Steven, I don't believe you then.
While speaking of Good Karma Wrestling.
I definitely don't believe you. You think
On
Cody's speaking to
Spotify.
Good Karma Wrestling?
Yes, on Spotify.
What? Oh, it's a podcast.
Podcast.
Okay. I can believe that
Yeah.
a little bit more. I can
Yeah,
believe
so
that
yeah,
a
now
little-
we know that Cody's a dirty pirate. Fucking dirty fucking pirate, man.
That's
Fuck you,
gross.
Cody.
I can't believe Cody would do that. I can't believe he would hurt TK in this way, okay?
Right?
He's
What the
taking
fuck,
money out of the
dude?
wrestlers' pockets, okay? Ricky Starks could have had
He's a
more
real
money.
AEW fan. He pirates his streams.
Yeah. Honestly, though, shouts out to AEW. They were cracking down on those streams for Revolution.
Oh my
man.
goodness, it's so hard for me to watch, dude. I don't want to pay like $50 or pay-per-view.
Listen, I heard like some commentary. Like I heard snippets of commentary throughout the course of like 4 hours. I would hear like a line from Taz or Excalibur, and that was it. Okay.
I saw like one that was really good, and then it got deleted, and I was like really sad.
No, that's so sad. You're talking about the
I couldn't watch
Bleacher
the ending
Report
for Ricky
stream, of
Starks
course.
versus Chris Jericho.
I got you. Yeah, I was really struggling with my Fight TV feed. It was tough. It was tough. Steven,
But yes,
I want to talk to you about Cody as well, because I listened to a different interview, or honestly, it could have been the same one. I didn't listen to any. I just read the quote.
I just read the article.
Yeah. He said that Brandy Rhodes deserves the WWE title as much, if not more, than he does.
It's true. She's awesome.
I think we should consider this. I think Triple H should look into this. Because how do we get around Roman Reigns losing? Okay? We have him be too afraid to beat up a woman. Consider.
The Maria storyline with her
Consider.
fucking
Bear with
husband.
Bear with me. Maria's storyline, but it's the main event of WrestleMania, the largest WrestleMania of all times. It's Roman Reigns, the tribal chief, versus Double B Brandy Rhodes, okay? And I think they could have a classic where it's just Brandy screaming at him and slapping at him until like Roman gets counted out is probably my guess. I think either way, Brandy should walk out of Mania with the belt, with the gold. Steven, what say you?
The big gold, the big blue.
I think so.
Wow.
I think she should change it to a pink strap as well. Personally.
I see. You think the dog's gonna appear at Pharaoh at WrestleMania?
I hope, you know how Sami Zayn's wife was front row? I hope it is Cody front row with Pharaoh and Liberty. Okay, both of them in his lap as he watches his wife slap Roman Reigns around
Not
the
his
ring.
actual daughter, his dogs.
Oh, Liberty's left at home?
Yeah.
Ooh. How about he's there with like his sister or with Dustin, and whoever he's with is holding the baby, and he is holding Pharaoh.
Oh, I see.
Just to show where his priorities are. Yeah. I would like that. I would like that.
What would the promos be? You know, it'd be like, acknowledge me. Well, I can't acknowledge you because I'm a black bitch.
Yo.
Beats him up or something. I don't know. Or it's like, you're the tribal chief. I'm a
I'm a black. Oh yeah, Steven, that'd be badass. That'd be so sick, man.
You know what I learned the other day?
What's that?
Dave Meltzer has like a fucking work rate like measurement.
Like
which
a
is fucking
scale?
crazy to me. What?
Like a scale to measure it with? Like, what do you mean?
Yeah. Like he has like points like as a scale like per
That's
minute of a
good.
match where like you get 4 points for grappling and like 10 points for finishers.
Oh, like that?
Yeah, it's like what the fuck?
Wild. Okay.
So
How
like
does he
he'll like
have the
measure
time
like
to
the
do
time of a
that?
match and then calculate how many finishers you do or submission holds or dives.
This what his ratings are based off of, or no?
I don't know. I hope his ratings are based on like the work meter, you know?
That would be
The work
sick as
scale.
fuck.
The
bro.
work
If that's
scale.
the case, MJF and Daniel Bryan is off the fucking charts, man. Okay.
Holy shit, dude.
Oh my god.
Any Johnny Gargano match, dude? Holy shit. This is crazy.
Holy shit. Well, actually, I have great news. Johnny Gargano is back in NXT, baby. Let's fucking go
Oh,
back
fuck
where he
yeah, let's
belongs.
go. That's how you know Vince
Keep
is
him
back,
off of
dude.
my Raw.
That's how you know
Okay.
Vince is back, man.
Let's
Bring back
This is how
Shanky,
you
too.
know. They're so right, Steven. This is how you know that Vince is back. Fuck yeah. Let's get Veer back on TV. Let's send Johnny back to the shitter. Let's go. He's gonna fight Grayson Waller. I hope Grayson Waller squashes the shit out of Johnny, okay?
Well, Grayson Waller is the reason why he's not on NXT. I think it's like the retirement match for Johnny.
So he's gonna re-retire him.
Yeah.
Yeah. Exciting.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
I hope instead Johnny ends up fighting Ridge Holland. I'd really prefer that matchup. If I'm
The
if
Rich
I'm being
Holland
honest.
match? Is Rich over or no?
No, I was more a reference to the fact that I want him to break Johnny's neck, Steven. I don't know if you caught
Oh
on.
no, poor Johnny. He's gonna fucking do a double flip and break his neck. The poor dude.
No, I don't mean it. I don't mean it. I mean maybe. Steven, are we gonna go
Yeah.
to Puerto Rico in May?
No.
Why?
I already been to
Didn't
Puerto
you
Rico.
hear? But didn't you hear?
What?
WWE is going to Puerto Rico for
What?
Backlash. The first pay-per-view in Puerto Rico in 18 years.
Dude, that traffic's gonna suck ass, dude. Holy shit.
The
Puerto
traffic?
Rico is crazy. Yeah, Puerto Rico is like crazy fucking traffic, dude.
Okay, well, I'm gonna guess the wrestlers aren't driving to the arena. I'm gonna guess they're maybe flown
No,
in.
and to the arena's gonna suck ass.
Shoot, I'm
You
sorry,
know.
man. Now one man I know for sure is gonna have a private jet, a helicopter to the arena, is the host of Backlash. None other
Wow.
than Bad Bunny. Let's go! Steven, Bad
Wow.
Bunny's hosting Backlash. How do you feel?
I didn't know they had hosts for Backlash.
Well, I think they're making an exception for
Oh.
the biggest star to emerge from Puerto Rico in the past 2 decades, you know?
And the music industry in general, right? Isn't he pretty isn't he like a constant
Pretty
like,
massive in
top
South
one
America.
guy?
I would say
Yeah.
so. I would say so. He's up there, Steven. He's up there. So what's your favorite Bad Bunny song, not Booker T?
Fuck, man. I like the one he talks about having sex with women. That one was pretty good.
Ooh, yeah.
Yeah.
I like where he talks about all of his gold chains and the luxurious lifestyle he lives. That one's
That's
kind
pretty
of
good.
cool.
That's pretty good.
Didn't he do a song with like Cardi B when he was like our age? That's kind of wild.
What the fuck?
Yeah, it was like all like wasn't I like it like that? He's so handsome. What's his name? I said I like it like that. You know that song, right, Steven?
Yeah.
Do you actually know that song or no?
No.
What the fuck?
You know what I do know though?
What's that?
I know that our favorite source, Brian Alvarez, heard that Vince McMahon was sneaking inside the building for Raw this week.
No way.
I know.
And why would he have been sneaking, Steven? Why would he be incognito?
Who knows, man? Maybe he wasn't supposed to. He had a new look and everything. He was sneaking inside Raw, dude.
Steven, I saw the same news story. We are both acutely aware of the fact that Vince McMahon is now sporting a mustache. I'm excited. I am
Just go
stoked.
for when's the do-rag Vince coming back, dude? Okay, that's
Yo.
peak Vince right there. You know.
Do-rag and mustache Vince? That'd be
Holy shit.
wild. Black
Too bad this
tank
guy
top
has like
too? Oh.
really serious allegations against him.
Well, no, he gave them money, so I guess it's maybe okay. You know?
Wasn't that why he got in trouble in the first place?
Yep.
Oh,
But he's back,
Hmm.
guys. He's back. And better than ever.
wow.
So he has a mustache now. In case you didn't
That's how you know he's back
hear.
in charge, dude. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
That's how you know. Okay, Gargano gone. All right.
Fuck
him.
yeah.
This is awesome, dude. Get rid of Candice next, dude. Send her back to the bingo halls. All right?
You know how we know Vince is in charge?
How?
Sami Zayn is back relegated to teaming with Kevin Owens, okay? That's how we know.
I think that was always the plan, wasn't it?
I mean, yeah, probably. But I'll blame it on Vince, you know?
Yeah. Anything I
Keeping
don't
down
like?
these young
This is
guys.
obviously Vince right here, dude, okay? Come on. Bobby Lashley versus Bray Wyatt? What the fuck? What kind of Vince shit is this, dude?
Fuck?
What
Honestly.
the fuck?
Jey Uso rejoining the Bloodline? What type of shit is this, okay?
Come on. This is some fucking Vince shit right here, dude.
I thought we were introducing a trios division to WWE, and KO, Sammy, and Jay were the future. But fine.
Yeah.
I guess not. Whatever. Steven, I'm pissed, okay? I can't stand this. I can't stand this. WWE is reportedly looking into legalized betting on pro wrestling, Steven, in America.
Wait, so it is legal?
No, because sports betting is becoming legal in more and more states, right? Becoming decriminalized. And as part of that, they are looking into WWE being eligible to be bet on in America. Again, not through those.
Is that what
foreign
DraftKings
sites.
is? I don't know how this works.
Well, again, like all like the foreign sites are kind of what it's through at the moment. You can't legally bet. Aside from prop bets, you can't bet on WWE, but to bet on the results, you know? And apparently, in order for them to do that, they would probably have to determine all their matches at least 3 months in advance and not tell any of the wrestlers or anyone involved in the story until the night of the match.
It's like the territory days? What the fuck?
Yeah, it's a little wild. It's a little crazy. So I don't think that's going to happen. But if it does, I think we're setting up AEW for prime success, you know? I think they're going to really step in, kill it, you know? Or it could just lead to another scandal and Vince gets fired again. That'd be kind of cool.
Yeah. Oh, for money laundering this time?
I don't know about laundering, but something to that effect. More like fraud.
Money heist. Does he launder money? Do you think he's like one of those guys who like puts cash inside like casinos?
I don't think Vince needs to, man. Like he has clean money. What's illegal about pro wrestling?
It's true.
Thank you. Also, GCW, Game Changer Wrestling, is in a battle of their own right now, Steven. Okay.
With what, legal battles or like
a legal battle with All Elite Wrestling with TK?
Why?
Well, apparently, Game Changer Wrestling had a show back at the beginning of the COVID-19 pandemic where it was a 24-hour stream, okay? Where it was all wrestling to introduce local indie talents to like all like the American audience that GCW has,
that's so nice.
Right?
Good for GCW, dude.
Do you know what they called that 24-hour wrestling show?
Rampage.
No, they called it Fight Forever.
I mean, I'm in term.
Well, yeah.
The wrestling chant.
It is. And AEW had filed for the copyright on it, a patent on it, or not patent, but like
Fight Forever or AEW Fight Forever?
For Fight Forever, just Fight Forever for the video.
You can copyright that? What the fuck?
I guess, but Game Changer Wrestling responded a couple months after, and we're like, no, we want it, and so now they're in court. So
nice.
Yeah.
One's owned by a billionaire's son. One's owned by some dude.
Brett Lauderdale, friends with Nick Gage, actual bank robber. So that's pretty cool. I don't think TK has ever robbed a bank. Yeah.
Yeah, the greatest match ever with Chris Jericho that one.
That was honestly the best match of the decade, Steven, of the 20s, I'd say. At least so far. Also, Steven, this might be my final news story of the evening. Or no, I have a couple actually. Both revolving around championships in AEW. First off, is that the All Atlantic title is no more. Okay?
What?
The All Atlantic title has been rebranded. It is going to be officially renamed this Wednesday on Dynamite to the AEW International title. When Jeff Jarrett, the American, takes on Orange Cassidy, the American. So that's exciting.
Why? Is this a secondary title? I don't get it.
No, this is. What's below tertiary? Because it's that
Jobber.
That title. That's the
Jobber
one.
title. It's the prop, right? It's the prop title.
I guess so. It's the one that Orange Cassidy keeps in his backpack.
Dude, I saw like a Reddit post talking about like how it's okay for the TNT to switch hands a lot because it's supposed to be like a real combat sport feel. It's cool.
Well, did you see that it switched hands more than once this past week, Steven?
That's
Not only did
awesome.
it go from Samoa Joe to Wardlow, and then Wardlow to Powerhouse Hobbs, there was actually another title holder in between Hobbs and Wardlow.
Are you
aware?
One? Was there actually one?
There actually was, because Wardlow had a rental car this past week before AEW Dynamite.
Did someone steal another title from AEW? What the fuck?
Wardlow's rental car was broken into, windows smashed out, and all of his belongings were stolen, including the TNT Championship, Steven.
Why does this keep happening? Put it in the trunk.
No, it was. His entire car was emptied.
Were they just stalking him?
I don't know. But honestly, it's for a worthy cause of decreasing the number of titles in that fucking company, okay? Like, if they had just called it like, oh, guess it's gone. Like, I would have been so fine with that. Okay?
Oops, we lost the title now.
Whoops.
Oh, wow.
Whoopsie daisy. Yeah. Like, that's cool. That's whatever.
Yeah.
But no, apparently not, because Saraya Paige did an interview with Forbes this week, and she told them that she is really advocating and pushing for a women's tag team title to exist in AEW.
But give it to me. This is creative freedom. I win.
I hate this shit. Stop with the belts. No one wants belts. Get rid of the... I can name 5 championships to get rid of in AEW, and it's not an
the trios
exaggeration.
belt's gonna die eventually now that the Elite don't have it anymore?
I would say let's get rid of the trios. Let's get rid of the TBS. Let's get rid of the All Atlantic. What other titles can we get rid of, Steven? TNT is not necessary, but we can keep it. Let's get rid of Ring of Honor, Pure Prestige, whatever that fucking Daniel Garcia title is. Yeah, that one. And then let's get rid of the Ring of Honor TV title. There's 5.
All the AAA titles that everyone has for some reason.
I mean, I don't know if those quite count, but we can get rid of them, I guess, you know? So fuck, man. Fuck. Whatever.
Why there's so many titles? They only have like 2 shows, and they don't even defend them on like those 2 shows.
I don't know, man.
Listen.
I would disagree. I feel like there's a title match or 2 every single week.
Yeah, for the fucking Cora Jade's... Not Cora Jade. The Jade
Hell
Cargill
yeah.
squash match.
You know what? I am all for if Cora Jade debuts and she comes in with a new title. If she's the AEW Women's Champion, I'm cool with it.
Is Adam Cole gonna debut eventually again? I feel like he has nothing right now.
He cut a promo, remember? And he was like, "Yeah, I'm back, baby." And then
did he do anything cool?
Happened. No.
Oh. What's his story now that his posse is just gone?
He gets bullied online. Being fat.
Remember when they were doing like the Elite versus the Undisputed Era, and then it went nowhere?
Bobby Fish is not there anymore, which is tough. I miss him every day, if I'm being honest.
Man, where is the lie?
Where's the lie, Steven? I think this episode of Following Lucha needs to come to a close, okay? And you tell me if there's any lie in that statement, okay? You tell me.
You talk about how MJF assaulted a kid. That was pretty cool.
Oh yeah, he threw water on a kid.
It's tequila,
or
actually.
Vodka. Sorry, something like that. Yeah.
It's tequila. I saw comments about like how people are like, in 10 years, that kid will remember fondly when he got thrown alcohol in his face by some stranger at a wrestling event. And I mean, like, really funny.
If you're front row and have this little kid had a wrestling belt around his waist, okay? If you are that into it and you aren't excited to have a wrestler throw alcohol in your face
and assault
you're just not a real fan. Okay?
You're not a real fan if you don't enjoy getting assaulted.
So, honestly, this is on the kid. You shouldn't have provoked it. Yep. That's
People
my
blame
stance.
the mom now for having tequila at a wrestling event.
What a fucking floozy this woman is, okay? Get a hold of yourself. You're with your kid, okay?
Yeah, come on, dude. You're gonna drive home drunk? What the fuck?
Oh, God.
Monster, dude.
Disgusting. Disgusting. Monster is right, Steven. That match, by the way, between Danielson and MJF was sick. Okay, it's not really news.
I didn't watch it. I couldn't because all the streams were taken down.
My stream on Fight.tv kicked in right in time for me to watch that match for like the last 40 minutes. I missed the beginning, but I watched like almost an hour of it, and it was great.
Wow.
Which I was so surprised by, because I didn't care about that match when it became an Iron Man match. I was like, this is going to suck ass. But it was like actually so high-paced and really easy to watch, which I didn't expect. So,
oh my
that was
goodness.
Cool.
That's crazy.
Yeah. I think so. Steven,
and then we'll have another boring few months of MJF doing nothing on TV.
How dare you? CM Punk is coming back this Wednesday, mark my words. And with that scoop, that official 100% confirmed scoop, I say it's time for us to leave and be back next week.
Goodbye.